Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. I think we need to do a little bit of reconfiguration. So first of all, you can see from our approval level here, it's probably about time we cut the Cram Exam Act. We also just need to get more approval from other sources, but this is definitely not a thing we can be doing right now. We also don't really have the influence to run either of these laws. We certainly don't want to run Super Tax Act. I think we just leave this law slot empty for the moment. That gets us back up to content. This arc really needs a little bit of love. You know, we don't have a lot of our basic buildings in place yet. We don't have the great big interstellar supermarket. We'll come around over here. We'll be alright. So, what else do we need to do? We need to reform the arcs, because we now have extra slots in our arcs. Oh, interesting, including a squadron module slot. So we only picked up one extra support. What do we want to use it for? We still don't have the good Almost Provide module. And we're not even working on that. We do have the good production modules, though. And that's the only one we have upgraded, right? Well, let's make it a production module, then. How expensive would that changeover be? $350. Okay, so we can afford to do it to both of the arcs. A little bit of extra industry is always helpful. So, if we're going to go to war with you, we do need... I mean, we need to get our other arc up first. We need to go back to Cygnus and inhabit Cygnus. We're also probably going to need at least medium ships. I really don't like conducting war against another player just on small ships. I find that it's much, much easier to take planets once you have mediums. And some extra command points. It's a lot easier to truck enough manpower around from place to place to actually get the job done. Alright, we're not really making any decisions this turn, I guess. Everything's sort of set, we're just waiting. I wonder if it makes sense for us to even build population, or if we should just save up for the next arc already. Because we really do want to get back to Cygnus. Okay, we've discovered adamantium, that's nice. Unfortunately, we're not mining it yet, but... do we want to go after neural robotics next? I would like to be pulling that adamantium. The thing is, obviously, I would also like to get combat ships, better combat ships. Not sure which kind we want to go for. Do we want to try to do fighters and bombers thing? Do we want to do more traditional weaponry? You know what I like a lot is boarding pods. So we're going to have some problems with manpower, which would make it tough to use them. We can pick up the chain gang protocol thing. Military penance is what it's called for us, but it's the same deal. Which allows us to... oh, it doesn't pay a point of population. It pays an amount of essence. That's interesting. What I was going to say about it is, it's going to be kind of costly for us, because losing a point of population is equivalent to losing the essence cost of your highest valued population point on the system. But if we only have to pay 300 essence per manpower invocation, this is actually totally worth picking up. Right, because we could have set up a system to be our chain gang system and just never produced much population there, so that we could always just burn the second point of population, then pay 250 for it, then burn the second point of population, then pay 250 for it. But this is a lot less fiddly. So we're going to need the population stuff, we're going to need the manpower stuff just to fill up the ships that we already have. Because remember, ships are more effective when they have max manpower. They don't take the damage penalty. Alright, so let's merge all that together. We have 5 ships. This is probably, for this point in the game, relative to the other players, a pretty impressive fleet. Alright, we've managed to get past amicable with these guys. Obviously, the minor factions are feeding us manpower. I had kind of forgotten about that, but that's helpful. Now, let's see what their quest is. Truth be told, the dust-obsessed religious fanatics of the Harmony Splinter Group are an unnerving crowd. Unnerving, but powerful. The opinions of this small group can easily tilt the balance in the decision to join your empire. So, when the leader looms close, eyes intense, and asks, "Will you help us?" you don't really have much choice. They worship dust, and they want you to send a hero to cement their political influence among the population. It could be a good move for making the Harmony more accommodating, so if we send our combat fleet over here for 6 turns, they'll pay us some influence, and they'll join us, which will mean some things. It doesn't quite mean what it means for the other factions. I was going to go over here and fight pirates, but I guess we could pull the hero out. It says assign the hero to a fleet. We could pull the hero out of this fleet, I think. Just into his own fleet. His reassignment cooldown is not available for 4 more turns. I'm not sure if we can just say, like, hey, let's have all 4 of these guys. Okay, yeah, we can. But I think we should be able to send the hero over here by himself, and then once he fulfills the quest, we can disband him. And have him reassigned to this fleet. And then, yeah, you guys go and fight pirates. Go and blockade the pirate system for a moment. So this is not going to be terribly good here. It's still 20 industry because we do have 2 planets. That's probably fine. This is not a bad wonder, but I wonder if it's worth it. Given that we currently need some, we currently do want to try to get another arc. I think what I'm going to do is hold this for a couple of turns. We could build another fleet, too. We have no manpower, so the ships will be weak, but they'll still be useful. The only penalty for not having your manpower be full is that, the only penalty for manpower on fleets is you lose, there's a 20% damage buff for having the fleet be totally full, or for having the ship be totally full on manpower. There's no additional penalty for it having no manpower. There's no additional penalty for it having low manpower. It's significant, but it doesn't make empty ships useless or anything. Skeleton crew is good enough. I guess this is actually a lot of approval. Let's do this instead. Yeah, if we could push this system up to happy, that would be really nice. Oh, looks like another world just got taken over by pirates. Or another system, rather.
In the name of the heart.
Alright, we need to figure out what their deal is. So we probably don't need to watch that fight happen. As you might expect, we took no meaningful damage. So how do the Vaulters and the Unfallen feel about each other? They feel roughly Cold War-ish about each other. Well, we don't have the influence to try to negotiate peace or anything. I can't really do anything about the Unfallen, so I guess we'll just deal. Just kind of sit here and wait for them to, I don't know, go to each other's throats or something. Alright, now that we have N-Wave Fusion, we have the ability to actually produce some manpower. I think it's time to pick up some aggressive ship designs. We're going to go for the attack ships. Because we're pretty far off of having fighters and bombers as it is. I'm assuming an invasion would not really work here. Yeah, we have no manpower on our ships. That's fine. We'll generate a couple of larger, better ships, and we'll handle it that way. We're not going to spend any influence on manpower until we get this third arc out. Okay, we don't have hot, but we do have sterile.
The Empire welcomes all who...
Where did we meet him? He must have a ship out here or something. Okay, this thing. I don't think it makes sense to do anything other than pick up the random tech. Well, plus 10% science on our empire for 10 turns. So we'd produce about 500-ish science, accounting for a little bit of growth. And the cost of techs available to us is, generally higher. We will probably get more total science out of this one. We just kind of have to cross our fingers and hope that it's a good tech. So what did we get? It looks like we researched all these manually. I think we got eukaryotic sap, actually. That's fine. The cost of that tech was about what we would have gotten from 10 turns of plus 10% science. And it does give plus 5 approval on all planets without us having to build anything. That was a totally okay pull. Okay, we're up to happy. Actually, Luxuries Lottery is now going to get us ecstatic here, which is pretty cool. Yep, here's that United Empire scout ship. We had to make sure to take Cygnus before they get any ideas. So only the Duce exploitation will benefit from AI labor, but I think it's still right to take it. It'd be 4 turns. This would be 12. Yeah, I mean, like this right now. This is 20 extra industry. That's fine. It'll get better as we get more population too. We're not too many turns from wanting to start building ships, so I don't want to engage in a really long construction. We also have quite a bit of dust, which I should probably use for something. But we can certainly buy some interesting stuff from the marketplace. Oh, could we just buy some Eden incense? We can. How much would it cost to get our transvine, sorry. We would need 4 transvine to get our thing going. Can we do that? We can. Alright, so we boost our population, and it doubles all of our per population outputs, which is pretty fantastic. Yeah, that's a pretty good use of our money. We're also obviously going to need it for retrofitting and stuff. Alright, so in 1 turn, we're going to have 7 command points for our fleets. We have the ability to build medium ships. This is enough to start fighting. Now, I do still really want Applied Casimir effect, because obviously Almost Provide 2 is pretty good, but it's also quite a few turns off. I want to make sure that we're good enough at fighting. So maybe we should also pick up another weapon module. In fact, we should pick up Focused Plasma, because we could use the A2S slugs to help offset our manpower issues, as we have done in the past. And that'll give us access to some more basic weapon type tech. Oh hey, the Galactic Census is coming up. Alright, well, what of these rewards do we really need? Nothing. I guess 80 influence is the thing that would be most valuable, and also this is a completely trivial task, so... We have enough money that the small amount of dust they're offering us really isn't significant. But a small amount of influence actually is totally significant for us. Oh, and we accidentally, without really thinking about it, picked up the tech that makes snow worlds colonizable, so this whole system is now available to us. Very eager for that 3rd arc. Alright, 2 more turns until we're on that. And we get a new hero. It would be nice to take a governor here, so like an overseer or a counselor probably. Let's see, our faction skills are... plus food. Plus 10%, and it's a 2-pointer, so probably up to 20% extra dust. Wow. +6 movement on your fleet is pretty great. Yeah, wow. Vodyani make... Wow. I was about to say, Vodyani make really good admirals. He should always use them as admirals. But this is also very good. Would this guy be a political leader? No. That's a shame. Because plus 0.5 resource per every citizen we have anywhere is a hell of a bonus. I think we're still taking him. Wait, what's the other side is? Oh yeah, you can set the happiness of a system to ecstatic. Extra science, extra influence. Yeah, pretty sure that's the right thing to do. So we're probably going to be setting you up on... Let's see here. Both of your starting skills are ship-focused. It's best to put you where there are sterile planets. So not Duce, really. Hey, you know, Libra would benefit here. I think Cygnus... Yeah, that's sterile, that's not sterile. Yeah, we'll put you on Libra for now, I guess. I might bounce you over to the new system when your cooldown comes up, but I don't want to spend a lot of time with you not assigned to stuff. Alright. We do need to pick up the tech that lets us rush things with dust, because we actually have really, really okay income right now, and we can definitely push that up. We're deep enough in the right quadrant of the tree to pick up a lot of the good dust stuff. Alright, one more turn until we can start building our arc. Obviously, we got that done. Yeah, I think it's time to build the first medium. So, let's get in here and fiddle with the design a little bit. Very torpedo focused. You know, I don't hate that. The damage of torpedoes is a little bit more counterable, though, than bullets. Let's pull one of these for some shielding. Probably pull the engine for one of those. And do I want to increase the chance for this thing to be focused? Actually, we really can't afford the antimatter, so never mind. So, we could put another defensive module in here. There's not a lot of sense in putting another engine on it. We could just do one of these. This is going to be kind of our flagship for a while, so yeah, that's probably a good idea. We also have access to a better class of bullet weapon now, so we should... Alright, 3 turns. We added a little bit of cost to it and pushed it over from 2 to 3, but this plus the fleet we have here should be good enough for us to at least start threatening people. Actually, we do need some A2S slugs. We can build ships exclusively for that purpose, though. That can be what we use the small support ship design for.
The Empire will not. The Empire has a proposal.
Do I think I actually care about his threats? I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm gonna not pay him. If he wants to come over here and fight me, he can fight me. We have military tech. We're ready. So I think what we're gonna do here... Okay, let's go... 2 of those. And then I'll pull this for that. Basic defensive techs. Obviously, we're going to have to acquire some titanium to build each of those ships, but we can do that. We have some income. Now let's pin this to make sure that this is actually counting progress. It doesn't really matter where we build the arc because it doesn't cost any production. Although, it also is going to be kind of slow moving. Okay, now we have the tech we need to push, but maybe we should pick up another command point tech. It would be 4 turns. We could go get more science as well. What are the planet types that we still aren't inhabiting in our systems? Arctic, ice, gas, desert. This does give us desert. But this gives us a great flat science output building. Yeah, the Arctic world here is not great. I really want those science buildings though. Yeah, alright. I think this is reasonable. Alright, so now we can devote our science to other things.
The Empire
Or our science. Our essence, rather. Like generating manpower. Or, you know, population. Population is also very good. Alright, this is counting. Once these guys are, once these guys love us, things will get a little bit easier because they will start paying us essence, I believe.
I trust you no more than I would trust a clan merchant selling Kasai.
Okay, good. She should be worried. I mean, it's not good that she's worried. Her being worried means she's paying attention, which is not ideal for us, actually. So we can't do this until next turn, but that's definitely what we want to do. I'm going to launch the brand and send it to Libra, but we don't actually want to leave Libra until it has the opportunity to pull some manpower from the pool that we are about to expand. So what do we do for 1 turn? We could do this, I guess. We just do 1 turn of alms for essence. Let's also do 1 turn of public 3D printing. Man, we need resources. We need, like, titanium and adamantium. Or not adamantium. Titanium and hyperium actually mining. Like, stuff coming in. Okay, so we've got this. Now we have Transvine coming in, so we should be able to keep our population boosted without needing to pay for it. We have a lot of good planets here. I think this ship, this arc, is going to become powerful. I'm pretty sure I don't want to... Maybe I should have had this arc actually stay at Duce and have this one disconnect and come back to Cygnus, because Cygnus is a good system for us now that we can actually inhabit all of the worlds. Maybe. I'm just going to do 1 turn of extra essence generation. Alright, how quickly will you fill up? Oh, right, because we haven't actually generated the manpower yet. Let's see, we could do this here, but you know what? I'm going to do this on the other system. Here, I'm going to build this, because we can get it done quickly.
The Empire will not.
Alright. Feel free to send some ships over here and mess with me then. We can have a nice long talk. I'm thinking, you know what, I maybe actually should have taken this. Right, because Libra has food issues. It's very slightly positive now. You know, I think we need a little bit more food, more than we need a little bit more dust. Yeah, because we can get to the point where we can get this third point of population without having to spend essence for it. That would be pretty good. Alright, I think we're going to focus on getting up to applied Casimir effect. Our generation of arcs will speed up once we can do that. It's not... Like, having a ton of arcs isn't even really that helpful for us yet, because we don't have the space to use them in. We gotta clear out these pirates and stuff. We have a lot of really unimpressive systems around us at the moment. Alright, so actually, how fast... Now that there was manpower in the pool, we consumed it already. You know what? I think we're just going to do that one more time. Because that really loaded this ship up quite a bit. You are just chilling. We're almost done with benedictions in the church. Very appropriate for our faction. Actually, what am I doing? Hold on. We could merge these two together and then send out those probes. That's a little bit of free XP. Wow. That's a pretty okay system. Interesting. Alright, our fleet has gained some vision. Yeah, we discovered a bunch of resources. We should definitely say hello to you. Okay, a little bit of extra XP for our fleet is nice. So, here on Libra, what do we need next? Honestly, we still need this. I didn't end up building this before because it was really not going to be a lot of science, and it's still not a lot of science, but at this point it's cheap enough. We may as well grab it. The capital will be done with its science building next turn. Well, that'll be 40 industry for one turn of work. That's a pretty significant gain. And then it'll make this faster, which will be reasonable. Let's grab that too. Alright, our science output is starting to get pretty alright. So you're not really going to get that much fuller. I guess it says plus 19%. It says it's going to fill up next turn. So I guess we'll leave it in place one more turn. Let it get full on manpower. Okay, so our population boost ended, but that's okay. We can reapply it. Now that we're mining our own transvine, this will be easy. Okay, hold on a second. So we did this. We got an 110 influence from them, and we have obtained the minor civilization. But you'll notice they didn't become part of our empire. So the way this works is they are now converted. We have access to their special action, development grants. We could pay a little bit of influence to just force them out of the system. They're paying us essence every turn, you know, sending envoys to us. Conveyors of soup. It's like a bread bowl, is what it is. And they're paying us lots of resources. If we could find some dark glitter we could get temporary access to its faction trait, but I don't believe we get the faction trait just for having converted them, do we? Oh no, we totally do. Well, never mind. That's handy, actually. That's really nice. I thought we didn't get the traits. Alright. So we probably want to build some of these A2S ships, right? We're about to be sieging Valter territory. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry, I thought I saw UE, but I was just flipping past too fast. The color that the United Empire are is not super visible. It's maybe not totally ideal. But anyway, I think we want to make some of those siege ships, which means how much do those cost each? They're 2 titanium? Okay. We need to go buy some titanium. There really is not a lot on the market. I guess we'll buy all of it. At this point in the game, people are using their titanium, right? Alright, so that's our follow-up siege fleet. We need to make sure we have enough manpower on board, which we now do, to do some real damage. So we'll go over here, we'll merge these 2 guys together. We'll probably just retreat from this battle. I don't have any interest in fighting these pirates. Oh, right. It's not a neutral system if there's a minor faction on it, even if that minor faction is totally neutral to you. It's kind of a silly distinction. Fortunately, we can just heal our hero. And... oh, that's right. The fleet has to be at your system for this. You know what? We'll have this thing come to here. Well, if these guys come back, pick up the hero, and then leave. Don't worry, I'll assign him soon enough. The medium ship should be able to keep any pirates under control by itself. It's going to be a problem. I do like free boosts, just resources. Sometimes you get resources. So Duce actually got to a reasonable amount of food and is just having normal population growth. That's lovely. It's not often how it works. It's really... it can be very difficult to get this the Vodjani to grow naturally. Alright, so Columbus coming along. Are these still moving up? They are not. Try to make sure that we get to at least 50 with everybody. Okay, we may as well ask them what they want, if it's easy enough to do. Have 3 or more laws active in your empire. Huh. Like... really? Do I just turn this on for a turn? Do I... yep. Okay, we'll turn that back off next turn. That was easy enough. So what did we just pick up there? Ah, plus 5 dust per curiosity discovered. Handy. Ah, and these ones, we could pay them 15 Eden incense to just pass us a bowl. Alright, that's interesting. That was remarkably easy. I definitely want to keep the religious in charge if we can. My guess is that the militarists are going to start taking over. Alright, the pacifists stayed in for now. Alright, so now I don't actually have to declare war on the Valters, which is good. That's what I was looking for. I don't want to be in a formal war where they might come to our systems and shoot back. That sounds terrible. Alright, so let's cut the Cram Exam Act, because I imagine it's still causing problems. You know what, we're so much happier. But without the Cram Exam Act, we would be ecstatic in these systems, right? I guess not here. What could we pass in its place? If we were going to switch it out, we could go to admit and improve. It's too much influence, though. We don't want to go negative. We could also we could go brains over bucks, because our dust output is fine. We could endure minus 20%, I think. Yeah, let's swap to that. Especially since the happiness gain from going to devoted is giving us extra dust. So canceling that old law paid for the dust to put in the new law, which is almost certainly more science than the old one was. Although I guess I could have actually checked that. Okay, so as these guys become ripe, we'll grab them too. And I believe once a miner's faction is converted to you, you can siphon them with no ill effect. I think that's the case. I mean, not no ill effect, sorry. No ill effect for you. Obviously, it still has the effect of the siphoning on them. But, you know, they don't get mad about it or anything, is what I mean. So we could probably take this pirate den. But what we should actually do is save our manpower. I'm not too worried about that. We're going to keep making military ships, because obviously we need to have a rear guard in case the United Empire does decide they want to try something. So we should probably also proliferate a little bit here. Okay, we have a couple of new... Oh, wow. Let's just queue all this stuff up for exploration. Cygnus has stuff to do. But I mean, what am I going to build a scout ship? I guess I probably should actually build a scout ship on Duce, because there's actually a lot of stuff left to explore in the galaxy. A lot of things that might affect our exploration and settling decisions. So yeah, I'll probably, after this stuff's all done, I'll probably build a scout ship on Duce. We'll search Cygnus with that, and then we'll go around searching other stuff. So we're going to wait until these ships are done. Then we're going to go Vaulter hunting. So what have we discovered? The Lunar Surveillance Station design. Okay, a Squadron Flak Evasion module. That's probably not going to be terribly useful for us. And 50 influence. Wow, that was a really bad set of curiosities. I guess each one that we search does give us +5 dust per turn, though. So we still have one more that we're about to explore on Duce, and then we're also going to grab one of these. Fortunately, that does not strain our manpower very much. Those are very lightly manned ships. Alright, all must provide 2. Be very, very helpful. Looks like we're going to hit 50 on these pretty soon. So we're going to go to Oyad. You know, I'm going to pull my Essence Harvester and I'm going to fold it into this fleet. The Essence Harvester reduces the birth rate on the planet by effectively siphoning food. So that'll, first of all, help us... that'll help us drain the planet out faster, and secondly, it'll get us some extra essence while we're doing our siege thing. And the Vaulters will declare war on us, to be clear. We are not going to get away with this forever. Okay, yeah, so we're going to grow naturally on this system as well. That's really handy. Okay, there are anomalies on every planet in this system, so that seems pretty good. Yeah, we're growing at an okay rate here. First of all, let's get this guy over here and do the thing. What do I want to build here? We could focus on building more leechers. Yeah, let's build 2 more Leechers, actually. Because this fleet has 7 command points. It has room for 2 more ships beyond this Leecher, so we'll just fill it up with more Leechers. So we discovered Voidstone. Yeah, Voidstone is an okay system development thing. It's fine. Are you at 50 next turn? Okay, and you are 2 turns out still. Yeah, the manpower that we're getting from the assimilated minor factions, the converted minor factions, is actually really helpful. Alright, let's see what they want. Destroy a mercenary fleet in a nearby system. Oh! Destroy this mercenary fleet that spawned right on top of our fleet. Yes, I think I will. So we just picked up minus 10% on technology costs. Amazing. And more essence, and more manpower, and more science. This ruling the galaxy stuff is easy. I don't know what everybody's always complaining about. Alright. Sister Inez did not understand that history must be handled gingerly, like any other explosive power. She heard word of our search for the tabernacle and began asking improper questions. I keep saying, okay, at the end of the episode, I tell my as I'm uploading, I'm like, okay, I'm going to look up the way that word is actually pronounced so that I'm sure I'm saying it right, and then I keep forgetting. Her cloth shall not speak to others for a week. She must learn to hold her tongue. All must obey the laws. There is a sense of destiny, a thrill that we feel on the bridge of the ship. Though it is not acknowledged, it is there and almost tangible. We are all eager to discover the fountain of lies called the tabernacle, and watch its falsehoods fall to pieces, like mist before a blazing sun. I cannot let the excitement show as other less responsible members of the church might. I must remain stoic and steadfast. When the time comes to show the lies for what they are, I will not exclaim with eager joy. I will nod and turn and give the next order. I will never show the curiosity that burns within me. So we have to brainwash a new minor civilization to learn more about the galaxy. Oh man, I wish I had... That's a thing we actually did this turn. I should have clicked on this earlier. Or explore at least 4 ruins-type curiosities. Well, I don't know where there are any of those. We can do this. We're brainwashing people all the time. We're great at it. The tabernacle. I had thought that edifice of evil was distant, or long destroyed by the faithful, or perhaps even taken by the infidel. To find it, we must speak with the peoples who lived here before our arrival. We must gain their confidence, share our faith, and bring them into our flock. So we'll get a building that is... Honestly, that's a pretty good influence producer. Alright, so next turn, we'll have a chance at the Mizar. Maybe we'll be able to complete the thing with them. Alright, I'm going to move these guys up to here. Okay, we have a lot of Void Crystal. What's food like on this system? Slow. Alright, so what do we want from the second tier? Plus energy weapon damage on fleet. Yeah, okay, we're taking this. We're going to want to convert ourselves from projectile to energy weapons then, pretty soon. So where do I want to send you next? Where are there... Okay, we could search a curiosity here. We could actually spend a little bit of influence on these guys now that they are... now that we're not constantly drinking their innards. Wait a minute, aren't they robots? How are we... What is essence, anyway? I don't know, maybe electricity is good enough? That's close to essence. Listen, if they thought it was their soul, it counts. It doesn't have to actually be their soul. The rules of this stuff is it's very complicated and confusing. You know, this is a bummer. We don't get their ships when we convert them. Alright, what do you guys want? I'm sorry, Master, but the nearest were almost insistent you hear this message personally. You nod. Go ahead. A grainy holographic begins playing. Interference periodically interrupts the nearest representative, and his words are rushed, but you understand the gist. A prominent nearest has been abducted, and they want you to help. With your sophisticated forensics, analysis of the circumstances of the kidnap enables the kidnapper's vessel to be identified and tracked. Now it just needs to be caught. Well, we can send a ship to do that, I guess. Hold on, let's pull you out and send you along to the meetup. We should check in with these guys as well. After the first official contact with the Ambler, you are somewhat surprised when you receive a crumpled note a few days later. The leader wants a secret meeting with you, away from any prying eyes. Curious, you agree. After your personal bodyguards have scoped out the location, you meet the Ambler leader in the shadows. I'll get straight to the matter, the leader says. I have a weakness for gambling, skimmer racing to be precise. The Ambler steps closer, stepping into a shaft of light. I owe a lot of dust. And what's this to me, you reply. Build me a new track complex, exclusive, opulent, high spec, somewhere close, but well hidden, and I'll give you the keys to the kingdom. The thought of an underground racing site on a virgin world in one of your systems appeals greatly, especially if it brings the Ambler into the fold. Maybe you'll even have a flutter yourself. So take control of a planet in a new system adjacent to Columba. That's inconvenient. Well, I think we can probably still get a hold of them via just getting to 100 approval and then buying them out with influence. But we don't actually have that much influence, do we? And the only system adjacent to Columba is Procyon. Well, we could boot the Harmony and take over Procyon ourselves. That would allow us to mine all these resources. Because they're not giving us their strategics. Although that may just be because we don't have the mining tech. I'm not actually sure. Wow, that's inconvenient. What does intercept mean? Like, I wonder if do we have to fight something to do this kidnapper thing, or do we actually just have to meet a ship? Because we wouldn't want to blow the ship up if it's got a kidnapped dignitary on it. Maybe I'll send one of the gouges out. After the gouges reach over, we'll split the fleet, and I'll send one of the gouges out for it. Okay, so Cygnus, let's proliferate again, right? That's 4 population. I guess it's better to do it on well, Duce will grow, naturally. I suppose we just go alms for essence here? Like, I don't really have anything else to do on this system for the moment. We could make more ships. We should make more ships. We should make more gouges. That's right. I even said out loud I need to have a fleet sort of in the back country to make sure that the UE behave themselves. And on Libra... Oh, this is a good deposit, too. 5 per turn. Man, we need that mining tech. Alright, well, let's build this in preparation for having that mining tech. I don't know that we need to build even more ships. Vodiani, are so valuable. Each one of them is so valuable. Okay, we have a lot of good tech to build here yet. And we're going to get through it remarkably quickly. Alright, so we need the new mining techs. Let's go ahead and grab neural robotics. And then one more thing from this tier, like trade companies, because I don't think we have access to antimatter yet. This would allow us to colonize gas planets, and we do have gas planets. But also, dust is good. It's good to have dust. Now let's colonize. That will give us the ability to make another system development and the ability to add more modules to our arcs. Okay, I'm allowed to retrofit here. So why don't we swap our fleet over to energy weapons? Well, actually, hold on a second. How much bonus damage are we getting from your trait? 20%, and it'll be 40% soon. Is that enough to offset the fact that we don't really have access to the best energy weapons? And we do have better ones now. 24 DPS on the basic sync laser versus 39 base. Now, we never get 100% on this, but there is also the fact that this helps to fight fighters and missiles too. So in addition to being the better weapons, these are functional defenses in some cases too. I guess we're going to leave the fleet as it is. We just need to make sure that we research a good energy weapon sometime soon. I think these gouges can just stay in the hangar for now. You can search this. That'll help us get in good with these guys a little bit quicker. Okay. Battle tactics that allow us to close with our enemies more effectively are probably actually useful, given that we're all close-range weapons right now. So, like, we probably don't want to take power to shields, like, ever, the way we're set up. Science from scrap is not bad. Plus 30% dodge chance at long and 15% chance at medium. So this'll help us get in, and then it has all of our flotillas all the way in on them. That does sound awfully useful for us. Alright, we're going to break one gouge out. I'm going to hold on. We're going to upgrade this whole fleet to the new weapons. Alright, that guy can go that way. And next turn we'll have these guys leave. My concern here is that we would technically get to Oyad before the fighters did, and I don't want to be there for even a split second before the combat ships are there, in case there's a Vaulter defense fleet ready to mess us up. Okay, so we're gaining 7 a turn here. Hopefully we'll be able to pull these guys. Hopefully their quest won't be too complicated. Oh, yeah?
I greet you in the name of the...
I trust you no more than I would trust a clan merchant selling Kasai.
Obviously, we will refuse to remove our fleets from her territory. We have business here. Thank you very much.
No more than I would trust a clan merchant selling Kasai.
Okay, so now she's telling on us. And also she wants to fight. Okay. She's very needy. She requires a lot of attention. We'll be right with you. Okay, so we've got better stuff for our arcs. Let's see. Where else are there curiosities that haven't been explored? Well, down here, I guess. Okay. If we win this fight, this bodes very, very well for us. So what's the story with her ships? They are mostly long-range ships. with energy weapons, or projectile weapons and energy defenses. This carve is the only one that's really well suited to defending against our projectile weapons. So I think we're going to go ahead and do evasive maneuvers. I think this is better than increasing the value of our hull plating, because she's going to pick a tactic that has us starting at long range. We're going to have to close successfully. Alright, and this battle we will watch. This one's going to be interesting. So she's got fewer ships than we do, but she has 2 mediums. One of them's a defensive ship. She has her hero. Yeah, I like this plan because it's just fly straight toward them as fast as you possibly can. Let's go to the overhead camera, skip to the action. Okay. So you can see our bullet weapons are not very effective at this range. This flotilla is faring a little bit better because we started medium, or they started medium over here. When you pick, when you and the other player pick battle plans that have you starting at different distances, in each flotilla space, left, medium, and right, or top, medium, and bottom, I guess, you start at whatever the longest range that a player picked was, and then the ships that belong to the other player close distance over time, which you can see happening here. Like, look at how much closer we are at this point in the flight path. And during that closing time, you're in great danger. So you can see over here a little bit too, what I was talking about defensiveness. Part of the reason that her ships are more effective at a distance is because they are using missiles. The flak defenses of our bullets are destroying the missiles in the air before they even hit us. Actually, we've taken almost no damage due to that. She's going to redesign her fleets pretty quickly, but this battle is going terribly for her. Yeah, the combination of that battle tactic and these weapons turns out, lucky for us, to have been the exact counter to the way she built her fleet. Very unfortunate. You can see our guys over there are firing in, but at this distance, their weapons aren't really doing much damage. That's right, I think this longship might survive the battle, but we'll be able to initiate a battle right after this, because remember, this was her initiation. So yeah, the missiles have lower accuracy at this range, and then half of them are getting destroyed immediately. Actually, they are not going to survive. We are really hammering them. This brand is not a joke. Oh no, okay, I guess we don't have to get all the way to the end of the arrows. But yeah, obviously we will attack again. How dare you? So we merged in the other ships that were here. Oh, it's the Argosy. It's their colonizer ship. Well, we'll watch this one too. Oh, I picked the wrong tactic. I don't think it matters too much. We're going to close. We're going to take a little bit more damage this time than we did last time. But we obviously we have enough health. So a hero ship is not destroyed unless the fleet that is carrying it is destroyed. So their hero, despite having been blown up in that last battle, survived to be in this battle. But he comes in with like 1 health, so we instantly killed him. And then here's that beautiful super colony ship just getting absolutely hammered. And it's only going to get worse for them as the paths continue to converge. Oh, remember, our hero ship actually does have rockets. I think it has a bullet weapon and a rocket weapon, so he's actually doing good damage at this range. Yeah, look at him come in. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what happens when the Argosy gets destroyed. I assume it narrowly escapes and becomes available again in the near future. But destroying it leaves them without it for a while at least. Yeah, that was really bad for them. They're in a lot of trouble now. So we're going to get to siege and leech this planet. We don't actually have to declare war. We just get to take their stuff and drink their soup. And she's in a lot of trouble. Yeah, we got to get better energy weapons. Honestly, I feel like this is super good for us. What is the manpower on this? Ooh. That is a pretty invadable planet. We're going to soften them up first. I'm not in the mood for an extended fight because we're probably not going to have a lot of manpower to carry over into Ugaro. But we're definitely going to try to take Ugaro as well. And if we clean these up, then obviously we'll arc this stuff up. Especially Ugaro having both Auriga and both strategic resources. That would be very, very helpful to us. Alright, well, with that opening of hostilities and our expanding church's influence, I think that's going to have to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. We got a whole lot of soup drinking ahead, and we'll see you then.